Welcome to my podcast, and today I'm here to talk about the Disney movie Frozen. The movie Frozen is about two royal sisters who had been each other's absolute best friends since childhood and greatly enjoyed each other's company. And suddenly, one cold, wintry night changed their whole dynamic. Elsa, the older sister, has magic power that can turn anything into ice at the tip of her fingertips. Anna loved the power and always enjoyed watching her sister build something out of it. And then one night, while playing together, Elsa unintentionally hurt her sister with the power as she pointed her fingertips at Anna instead of a snowfield. Even though Anna was healed and the memories of this incident was completely erased from her mind, Elsa was struck by grief and regret and decides to lock herself up in a room, fearing that she would unintentionally hurt more people with her powers with, with, because she might not be able to control it. Anna, who has absolutely no idea of what's going on, goes to her sister every day and sings the song, Do You Want to Build a Snowman? In hopes that her sister would come out of the room and play with her. Years go past by, and Elsa and Anna are still far away from each other as Elsa never comes out of the room until Elsa and Anna's parents died in an accident, and it is Elsa's turn to overtake the throne and rule the kingdom. It's due to this incident, Elsa decides to come out of the room, but she is filled with so much negative emotions and uh, so much negative thoughts that she is having difficulty managing her powers, and does some things in the process which even scares her more to stay at the kingdom, and decides to escape to a faraway land, build a snow castle of her own, and live there by herself. Anna, never being able to understand why her sister is the way she is, decides to go find her sister and bring her back to the kingdom, where along the way she meets a wonderful guy who later becomes the love of her life. According to Bandura 2002, Frozen is an animated movie represented in the form of multimedia, having words, images, and sound as form of communication. In cognitive theory, this makes quite an effective use on how people construct knowledge, taking advantages of various modalities such as auditory or visual mode at the same time. Um, for me, the movie is specially targeted at children using vivid and various modes of presentation, helping with attention grabbing. Also, while giving out so much knowledge about the world, which I would continue to talk about. For example, one scene I like to talk about is the scene where Elsa decides to let go of the fear, escaping everything to a faraway land and having a life of her own. The scene makes room for the song, which is a really popular song called Let It Go. While singing the song, she decides to build a snow castle in a highland where it's all surrounded by snow, and as shown in the lyrics. The snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of a kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen. As the lyrics show, the audience could relate her feelings expressed in the lyrics to some of their own experiences in their lives when they feel when winter comes, as winter is closely associated with seasonal depression for a lot of people. Uh, as winter comes, they may have to endure such cold weather alone, emotionally shutting themselves out from the entire world. Uh, this brings empathy, the ability to understand and feel what somebody else is feeling. This form of emotional identification shown in this movie is a big highlight, and a lot of children and people could relate to this feeling, which is a really notable feature in this film. Um, One more thing that really impressed me about this movie is it does not adhere to cultural traditional movies about the Disney Disney, about the movie being about a lover's relationship or a relationship between a man and a woman, a princess and a prince. It is more about the loving relationship between the siblings, Elsa and Anna. And this is much different from any other Disney movies, because in other movies it's mostly a queen, a princess meeting a prince, and from a kiss or the first sight of love, they fall in love with each other and they lived happily ever after. However, this movie does show so much more than this. Other than the fact that it is about the siblings' love, it also shows that it also does not adhere to cultural traditional roles of women being homemakers or being needing protection from men to protect them. Me, it more shows how it more shows about how they are independent on their own, how Elsa is building a castle on her own, and how she is making a life on her own, which is, as a feminist, I found really exciting and beautiful to be portrayed in a Disney movie for little children to see, as they will take this as a role model and be more feminist be more feminist as they grow up and more independent in their own way. Um, One scene where the sibling love is shown is when Anna has to make this really difficult situation of choosing between herself being saved by a man or sacrificing her own life to save her sister. Anna does not hesitate to choose to sacrifice her life and save her sister. This shows how much of love is between siblings and how important it is. And also, moving on, I would like to emphasize on this scene where the Prince Charles that Queen Anna meets, Queen Elsa meets along the way. She thinks that this is a very nice man and decides to be with this man. However, in the end, he decides to betray her and in the hopes of getting the throne. And this came as a shock to me and a lot of the viewers, but it did make me reflect back on this one scene where Elsa asks Anna if this is a good man, like if she should be with him. And Anna replies with, "You should not marry a man you just met." This really shows that you should not just trust a person just because they come to your life and they decide to do something for you. However, this goes against a lot of Disney movies, because in most Disney movies, you meet a prince and that is the love of your life for the rest of your life. However, this shows that you can't trust people so easily. And then Elsa decides to go at it on her own and decides to be a queen on her own, showing how she is a powerful queen and she does not need any man to be fully whole. And lastly, I would really like to emphasize on the fact that uh, Elsa's powers were incredibly powerful. She just, as a child, she just didn't know how to control them. However, like if she had knowledge on how to control it and she had been taught that it is okay, and if she was taught to be safe in her powers and in her house, she would have been more happy and she would have actually had a much different life. I think Elsa's parents are at fault at this thing, because they made Elsa feel like her power was more of a disability than an ability. So this lowered her self-confidence and everything, which is the reason why she locked herself in a room. We can see later in the movie that Elsa can control her power in a much nicer way, and she does not have to be locked in a room at all, because it is all about her being able to control it. Um, this is the end of my podcast. Thank you.